Mirka's just released the Deros II. Now this is replacing the original Deros that they released 12 years ago. It's a real testament to how good and how powerful these sanders are, that for 12 years they've not really had to make any changes to it. They've put a bigger motor in it. It's now got a 400 watt motor, so it'll help you tackle even harder jobs. They've put some indicator lights that will show you what RPM setting that you're on, but they've really not had to change much in it because it is still the lightest sander in the world, the most ergonomic, and one of the most powerful sanders that you'll be able to use. Even though they've put a bigger motor, some extra features in here, they've still been able to maintain the same weight for this sander, which is a really good, light, easy sander to use. It still has the brushless motors, so those of you that haven't used a Deros before, all of Mirka's sanders are brushless motors, which really means that you have much less maintenance on the sanders. They're much more powerful and they just withstand the test of time. So the Deros and Deros II were designed with the user in mind. So very ergonomic. They keep a constant speed when sanding, even when under pressure. And it's just very light and very easy to use, very easy to get around jobs, multiple places. The dust extraction is really amazing on these units. There's a lot of holes in the bottom of the pad, then in the sides of the pad, so that all of the dust is getting sucked up and put through to the dust extractor. So you're not going to have dusty workshops, dusty work sites. Really makes a big difference to the jobs that you're working on. So the Deros and Deros II, the 150mm size sander, comes in 3 different orbits. So you've got a 2.5mm orbit, a 5mm orbit, and then an 8mm orbit. Well, an 8mm orbit is the most aggressive sander that you can use. So the backing pad is displacing in a random pattern 8 mils off the back of the motor. What that means is you'll have much more aggressive sander. It's really good for stripping back rough sawn hardwoods, anti-fouling on boats, any kind of metals that you're sanding back to painted metal, back to bare metal. Works really well, very quick on those kind of works. Leaves you a bit of a rough scratch pattern though, because you've got this 8mm scratch pattern there. The 5mm is the jack of all trades. This is the most sold sander and the most used sander out there by Mirka. It's really quite quick at stripping back material and stock removal, but it also leaves you a really good scratch pattern, a really good finish. So you can paint over that or you can varnish, oil, whatever it is that you're working on. So that is the jack of all trades. The 2.5mm is really for fine work. So if you're making jewelry boxes or you're doing really fine painting work, or working on carbon fiber, things like that where you need a really fine scratch pattern, that's when the 2.5mm comes into play. The great thing about all of these sanders, you get 2 for 1 every time that you do it. So you can switch between a 125mm backing pad and a 150mm backing pad. Mirka's weighted these the same and configured the motor so that it will take both of these. So as far as I know, it's the only sander in the world where you get 2 for 1 sizes like that. So really great tools. And then yeah, if you have any questions, you can call us, talk to the team, find out which one's going to suit your job best. So what's changed in the new Deros II? The motor's 20% more powerful, so it's gone to a 400 watt motor. So it will pack a bit more of a punch, work a bit quicker. And they've also put in indicator lights to show what RPM the setting that you've got the sander on. Before it was a little bit hard to tell exactly what level of RPM you were on unless you use the Bluetooth app or kind of memorize the button settings. But now you can just quickly glance at it, see where you're at, which is really good. They have enhanced the Bluetooth connectivity on it, which is really good. You can measure your vibration, you can see how long the sander's been working for, what kind of load it's under, low power, all of these types of things. So really nifty little features that they've added, but I think just a real testament that they haven't had to change much in this sander in 12 years because it was just initially built and designed so well with the user in mind for a very powerful little machine that'll work across any kind of surface that you're sanding. So yeah, great work, Mirka. Is it time to upgrade to a more powerful and efficient machine? Perhaps. If you'd like to come in for a demo, see one of our staff, see what all the hype's about, you're welcome to come and join us and have a little play with one of these. But otherwise, treat yourself to one of these fabulous tools.